anti-deportation riots in California, open warfare with ally-turned-rival Elon Musk, and sweeping travel restrictions and controversial fiscal proposals from Trump. He's been busy. Political commentator Danielle McLaughlin joins us now from New York to talk US politics. Danielle, good morning.
Ryan, hi. Good morning, Morena. So
Great.
Good to see you.
So good to see you as well. Let's start with the National Guard. So this is interesting because there's obviously, we've seen the pictures of what's happening in LA, but the National Guard is normally the purview under control of the governor, but Trump, as the president, has taken control of the National Guard to send it in there. What's the reaction been to this?
So both the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, and the mayor of Los Angeles City have been up in arms and have basically told Trump that they didn't want the National Guard in that city. But as we have seen with a number of things since this administration began, the president is willing to override sort of traditional checks on his power and his authority, and he is sending a National Guard, as we have seen, to some of these scenes, both in Los Angeles and Paramount, which is about 20 miles south of the center of Los Angeles, and one other location.
Yeah, we're just seeing pictures of the National Guard moving in on these protesters now, which happened overnight. And he's saying basically this constitutes a potential rebellion against the government because of their opposition to the ICE deportations, right?
Well, the First Amendment in the United States is freedom of speech. And so the irony here, of course, is that the right to protest, the right to peaceful protest, is the very first articulated right in the Bill of Rights. And I think it's really important that we compare this and what the president is calling and characterizing these protests. We compare them to the attack on the Capitol in his name after he lost the election. I think anyone of a reasonable mind could see that one was an attack on democracy, literally the institutions of democracy, whereas in LA, I'm not suggesting that everything is peaceful, but every American has the right to speak out about against government action that they disagree with.
Yeah, good point, Danielle. Let's move to the Elon Musk feud, which seems to have simmered down, because I was watching it Friday, Saturday, our time here, and then Sunday, Musk is starting to pull back, delete some tweets. He's getting spokespeople out there, a simmering of tensions maybe.
I think you're right. There's a bit of a cool down. Of course, the tweet that you refer to is the one that seems to implicate the president in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. These two need each other one way or another. Elon Musk has a bully pulpit of about 220 million X followers. He gave about $300 million to elect President Trump, particularly in swing states. And he's really tight with the other billionaires that really do support Republican Party because of their pro-business policies. He benefits from this federal government, though, in huge tax advantages because he's, of course, the largest manufacturer of electric vehicles. So he makes tens and hundreds of millions of dollars from federal tax breaks. So in some ways, they need each other, which I think is possibly why we're seeing a little bit of a cool down.
Just generally on the approach that Trump has taken since taking office, we've seen no clear leader sort of emerge for the Democratic Party. How are they faring? What is their plan? Are they looking to recruit at the moment? What's the situation?
That's the question that I think every Democratic voter has. Your question is completely on point. I think we could go back to the debate where Joe Biden really showed, this is of course pre-election last year, that he was really mentally deteriorating. And he had said at the beginning of his presidency that he intended to be a one-term president. And what Democrats should have done the day that he swore office was to send the best and brightest, the 8 or 10 Democrats that might be the heir apparent, get them out there, get them aligned with Biden. They did not do that. And so they had very few choices when it came to replacing Biden. That's sort of the first mistake. But the second mistake is you would think after Trump's election and a landslide at that, there would be a much clearer strategy amongst Democrats to use these next 4 years to do what they didn't do during the Biden administration. There are some superstars who've come up and come down. Gavin Newsom from California and Gretchen Whitmer, who is the governor of Michigan, are some rising stars, but what they need is the party behind them, the party hierarchy behind them, the party grassroots behind them, so that actually when it comes to midterms, which aren't that far away, but more importantly, the next presidential election, there's actually a slate of really strong and known nominees that the party could put forward.
All right, Danielle, appreciate your time this morning. Thank you very much. Danielle McLaughlin, who is a politics expert from the United States, joining us to talk all things Trump.